If we look at individuals, there has been quite a bit of a stigma up till recently about admitting that you're feeling burnt out, that you're suffering from burnout. This is because it's seen as a weakness or a failing, that somehow you are not up to it, you're not good enough, you're not tough enough. There is often quite a degree of thinking that you just need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and just get on with it, toughen up. And that isn't necessarily the way to go. Every one of us have our own, what I would call human fault lines. These are either our habits about how we handle things, how we handle dealing with the world, dealing with other people. And it could be things like perfectionism or our confidence or our fear of failure, of being seen to be a failure. We've all got some degree of that going on underneath the surface. If that isn't addressed, then that's going to make it more likely that we're going to get burnt out because we've got less bandwidth available for being flexible and resilient in the face of demands. Not everyone will have the same bunch of fault lines, but we all have some. But the ones I come across really, really commonly are people who they've got a degree of anxiety built into their makeup from how they've developed over the years. And so whatever they do comes with an extra dose of anxiety over and above what is ordinarily present in the situation. We've also got people, and this might be an odd concept, but a lot of the people who come and need to consult with me are coming because they're just too passionate about what they do. You'd think that that would be a great thing, but actually people who are really passionate about their cause, quite often they will neglect their own well-being or their own personal boundaries. They won't say, no, I can't work that extra evening or I can't work that extra weekend, because they're so keen on getting this particular project or line of work to make an effect in the world. If you don't have a cut-off switch that says, hang on a second, this is my time now, I've got to look after my needs now, then you are inevitably going to wear yourself down into a state of burnout. Perhaps the other main one that I come across is about self-esteem and self-confidence. We probably all have moments when we feel less than confident about something, or perhaps a little bit afraid of making a mistake or being seen to not really know what you're doing. That's normal. We usually have ways that we can cope with it, or we laughed it off, or we've just had a senior moment, and that's all fine. But again, there are some people who have grown up with it being a really big deal to be seen as being at fault, or that they've made a mistake, or that they're not as competent as they're putting out. It's almost like they've put a shield on. They need to put a shield on, because if anyone sees through that shield to see the true state on the inside, as they see it, then they're going to get found out. The most extreme example of that is what we call imposter syndrome, where perfectly capable people, absolutely capable people, on the inside, they think they're really falling down at what they're doing. And it wouldn't take much for the other people in the office to see that, to see through their mask of competence, and to see that underneath everything's just falling apart. They don't know what they're doing, or they think they don't know what they're doing. And there's a crushing sense of failure and shame going on. So you can see that all three of those are incredibly powerful burdens to carry on top of what is usually a very, very high level job, which takes everything we've got to give. So if you're starting with a lot of your energy, a lot of your mojo, already going into managing these kind of human fault lines, you haven't got as much left over to throw into the job and to handle all of the last minute surprises that inevitably are going to happen in every working day.